Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back. Welcome back to the episode of RQ10-100, the best cars within each RQ for a certain track set. Now, we have done so far on this series Ocean Beach Slalom. That was a pretty interesting track set because, well, that was a previous episode, because we found out that there was one of the few track sets where all surface tires were fantastic on. And it wasn't even the all surface tires that you were thinking of. It was the ones where they had a perfect balance of 0 to 60 and handling. They didn't need to be the best handling all surface tire cars, but they needed a low enough 0 to 60 as well. Some really great examples from the last episode was the RQ61 Ford Explorer, which ended up being the best ultra and below. Other track sets that we've done in this series is Tokyo Overpass and of course the Hairpin Road. And in today's episode, as you would have told, you could have told from the title of the video, if you go into single player, if you go into Yellowbird's series and you go into California USA race number 10, we are going to be jumping into Ocean City Streets. There are two variations. One is asphalt dry and the other one is in the wet. We're going to do the dry one today. I'll show you guys what the track set kind of looks like. As you can see, starts with a little bit of a drag. There are two bumps in that tunnel, so you do require medium ground clearance for those two sections. There are a couple turns, again, another turn over there, and then you have a drag, kind of like a quarter mile, kind of, maybe less than that, but like, you know, maybe a few 100-meter sprint all the way to the end. Honestly, Ocean City Streets reminds me of, the map in GTA 5 when you're going by the ocean. Oh, I did the challenge. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I actually had to use Renault for that. Anyway, we got ourselves a nice little BMW i3. On completing that track set. Anyway, so that's the track set in question. Is it a drag track set? Is it a track set for medium ground clearance dragsters? That is for us to find out. So as always, I'm going to be showing you every single car that is best for this track set, and we're going to start off with the commons and the uncommons. Now, all of our winners, of course, are medium ground clearance or high ground clearance, and they only either performance tires or slick tires, but there are no slick tires within the common and uncommon range. So without further ado, let's click all cars and let's get into it. So RQ, if I can scroll it all the way down, 10, the best car is the Ford EXP. Now, to give you guys a discrepancy, to show you the differences, Ocean City Streets, the worst performer is the Ford EXP. Comes in at a time of 1 minute 22 seconds and 17 centiseconds. The best car for Ocean City Streets is the RQ104 Audi EKS. Its fully upgraded time is 54 seconds and 23 centiseconds. So there's about maybe a 30-second difference between the fastest car and the slowest of the best, or the best of the best and the worst of the best. So the Ford EXP is the best, worst of the best. RQ10 coming in at a time of 1:22.17. Moving on to RQ11 is a Mazda Laputa S Turbo at 1:19.11. RQ12, the best performer, goes to the Pontiac Tempest, which, if I remember correctly, was also the best car for Ocean Beach Slalom. I have the times noted on my textbook. Yes, 12 was the Pontiac Tempest. So, Pontiac Tempest, the best, basically RQ12 for Ocean Beach Slalom as well as Ocean City Streets. So that's something for us to think about. 1:17.78 is the time. Moving on to RQ13 is the Nissan Datsun Bluebird at a time of 1:17.31. And the interesting thing is that the Datsun Bluebird 2000 is actually better than the best of RQ14, which is the Ford Escort, coming in at a time of 1:17.40. Now, moving on to RQ15, our best performer goes to the Ford Escort XR31. Love that photo, with a time of 1:15.53, followed by the RQ16 Barracuda at a time of 1:14.40. It's a really, really good car, and it's the second best common for the Ocean City Street. So that's one thing to think about. So this will be better with a time of 1:14.40. The Barracuda is better than the best of RQ17, which is the Ford Fiesta XR2, as well as the best of RQ18, the Holden Torana GTR XU1, coming in with a time of 1:14.63, which is also tied with the RQ17 Fiesta XR2. Now, moving on to the best RQ19 car for Ocean City Streets is going to be the Volvo 343R Sport with a time of 1:14.28. It is the best common for Ocean City Streets and below, and it is basically, you know, the best one. I was going to say second best, but it isn't the second best. The Barracuda, which is what I was thinking of, is the second best. The Volvo is the only one that beats it. Now, moving on to the uncommon range, RQ20, we're going to see some dragsters over here. We start off with the Chevrolet Impala SS 58 handling. It really goes to show that handling isn't the most important thing. Chevy SS tuned at 332. By the way, 332 with a time of 1:13:28. One thing that you will realize when you move to uncommons all the way to legendary, the most popular fuse for Ocean City Streets is drag spec, is 332. So for the commons, most of it was to 323, but when we move on to uncommons, most of these cars are going to be tuned drag spec 332. That being said though, RQ21, the best car goes to the Opel Manta GTE at 323. 1:13:03 is the time. Now moving on to RQ22, drag spec 332. The best performer goes to a Citroen, yes, the SM, with a time of 1:12:20. Now moving on to RQ23, it is a 323 high ground clearance. Chevrolet 454 SS. As you can see, high ground clearance right there, beating out most of the cars within its RQ, so it's better than the Citroen Visa, the Fiat 500 Coupe, the Ford Sierra XR4 R1, and I believe it's attributed to that ridiculously low 0 to 60 that the 454 provides. Now moving on to RQ25, oh sorry, actually 24, that was 23, right, the Chevy. So 24 is another Chevy. This is drag spec 332 Chevy SS 427. Definitely a very good drag car, and it is the best one for Ocean City Streets. So yes, this basically is a drag track set with medium ground clearance. Moving on to RQ25, the best car is another car of absolutely no handling at all. Is the Mercury Comet Cyclone. We've seen a couple of turns in this track for Ocean City Streets, but I guess, you know, they're kind of irrelevant, less relevant than they are in a fast circuit. So yeah, this is the best one for 25 at drag spec. 26, now the Mercury is better than the best of 26, which goes to the Fiat Chroma Turbo at 332. RQ27 goes to the best uncommon for Ocean City Streets. It's the Dodge Coronet Super B. So if you need a car for Ocean City Streets, Dodge Coronet 332, it will beat the best of 28 and the best of 29. This comes in with a time of 1:10:05, beating RQ28's best car, which is, where are you, the Holden Monaro GTS 350, and the best of RQ29, which is the Fiat Tempra 2.0. Now, moving on to the rares, we're going to begin with RQ30. The best, I think we still have the rest. Oh, we still have commons in there for some reason. The best of RQ30, we are going to begin with the Plymouth GTX. Now the Plymouth GTX is very, very strong. It comes in at a time of 1:08:96. Now the Plymouth GTX is going to be the best car all the way up to RQ35. So it will be the best of 31, 32, 33, and 34. So the Plymouth GTX is better on the Ocean City Streets than the best of 31. I don't know where it is right now. Yes, the Bentley Turbo R. So it's better than that. It's better than the best of 32, which is the Bristol 412 Series 2. It's better than the best of 33, which is the Citroen Michelin Bread Van, and it's better than the best of 34, which is the Alfa Giulietta Turbo Auto Delta. The next car that is capable of beating the Plymouth GTX comes at a time of 1:08:56, and that is the Mitsubishi Lancer 2000 Turbo. So this is the car that you want to use for Ocean City Streets if you have a 35 to use. 36 with a time of 1:08:38 is the Bentley Azure. Where is the Bentley Azure? There it is, the convertible. Moving on to RQ37, again, is the Ford Ranchero, and the Ranchero is the best rare and below car for the Ocean City Streets, which means that the Ford Ranchero is better than the best of 38 and 39. The best of 38 is the Mitsubishi Magna VRX, and the best of 39 is I don't think it's the Bentley, yeah, it is a Bentley actually, the Bentley Continental R with a time of 1:08:01 compared to the Ranchero's 1:07:66. Now, moving on to RQ40, we start off with a RQ40, the Super Rares. We start off with a Specialist, the Chevrolet SSR. It has a time of 1:06:93, and it remains the best car for the Ocean City Streets for 41 and 42 as well. So it is better than the best of 41, which is a Mercedes-Benz C43. Now, one thing I like about this track set is that a lot of the winners are actually Mercedes-Benz. 42 is going to go to the Ford Transit Connect Express. Now, I know that this car hasn't been given out, but someone put in the times, maybe from a challenge or something like that. And yeah, I mean, this thing is actually pretty good for the Ocean City Streets. So there you go. RQ43. this is a bit of a surprise because this is a car that I feel like a lot of people would just throw away, I myself included, is the BMW M5. RQ44, another Mercedes-Benz, goes to the C43 AMG with a time of 1:06.68, and RQ45 goes to a Mazda Excella MS with 1:05.34. Now, moving on to RQ46, the best car goes to the Buick GNX. What a legend this car was, at 1:05.01, and it remains the best car for 47.48. So it is the second best Ocean City Streets car. RQ47, the best of RQ47 goes to the Mercedes-Benz E500, and the best of 48 goes to, where is it? It is the Bentley Arnage. There it is. Yes, the Arnage Final Series, as well as the Arnage T. Those two are tied. And the best of 49 is the best car for super rares and below for Ocean City Streets. So if you need to use an Ocean City Streets car and you have all of the super rares to use, I would recommend the Jaguar XJR, coming in with a time of 1:04.91, which is actually better than the best of RQ50. So we're going to start off with ultra rares now, and this is where we can put in some slick tires, because there is a slick tire car that is the best for that track set. RQ50 begins with the Bentley Mulsanne. Once again, the XJR is better to use. This is a time of 1:05.29. Moving on to RQ51, it's going to be the Bufori, ends up being the best car for that, with a time of 1:04.39. 52, oh my god, this is another car that I hate in top drives. I fuse it every time I get the chance. It's the BMW M3 convertible. This at 332. Now, I would like to let you know that I've not been talking about the tunes recently, but every single Super Rare winner was at 332. Besides the Buick GNX, and the same thing for the Ultra Rares. Everything here is 332. The BMW M3 convertible, obviously drag spec 1:04.24. 53 goes to the Dodge Charger Daytona, 1:04.13, but that is at 323. 54 goes to the Chrysler 300C SRT8, drag spec at 1:03.56. 55, the winner goes to the Mercedes-Benz S55 AMG. Like I said, there are going to be a lot of AMG winners here, which is something I'm really happy to see. Now, the S55 AMG is also better than the best of 56, which is a drag spec version of the Chrysler 300 SRT8. Now, on the Top Drives records, where I get the times on, the best car annotated there is the 323 version at 1:03.54. But I have a drag spec version, and I tested it on obviously Yellowbird 10, and it came in with a time of 1:03.31, so it is the better car. I mean, the better fuse is obviously drag spec. Now, 57 goes to the Suzuki Ignis, the only slick tire car here, and then 58, the best car, goes to the BMW E39 M5. Nice to see that this car is still good for something, because I freaking love this car, man. I really do. It used to be RQ62 at one point, went down to 60, then 59, now 58, with a time of 1:03.13. One thing I do have to mention though is that the Suzuki Ignis at 57 ends up being the best car all the way onto RQ60 anyway, so the Suzuki is better than the BMW M5, unfortunately. Moving on, 59, the best car is the Challenger, but again, it still loses to the Suzuki Ignis, and RQ60 goes to the Mulsanne Blue Train, tied with the Mulsanne Speed, but again, the Suzuki Ignis is the better car. Now, 61 goes to a brand new winner. The Suzuki Ignis will not beat this. The Ford Falcon XR8 at 332 comes in with a time of 1:02.13. Now, moving on to 62, the best car at drag spec will go to another AMG. It is the Mercedes-Benz S65. Got to love that car. Now, moving on to RQ63 is the Vauxhall Maloo R8 LSA with a time of 1:02.03. Oh, that's a nice one actually, 1:02.03. And the best car for the ultra rares and below at 332 with a time of 1:01.11 is the Mercedes-Benz AMG S65. Would absolutely love to have this car in my garage, but unfortunately I have not unpacked it yet. Love that car. Now, moving on to the epics, we're going to begin with RQ65, and this is where we start to see a thinning out of cars, a thinning out of competition. So we started with 65, right? 65 goes to the Cadillac El Mirage. A lot of Jerry's over here, but this is the best of the Jerry's for this track set. 66 goes to the Ford Falcon XR6. These cars have very low 0 to 60s for medium ground clearance cars. 67 goes to the Ford GT70. 68 goes to one of Hutch's favorite cars to use, the Jaguar XJR, and it's only second behind the favorite epic that Hutch loves to use. It is the Jaguar 575 XJR. There it is, with a time of 1 minute and 39 centiseconds. And this 69 RQ car will remain the best epic for Ocean City streets all the way until RQ72. So it is better than the best of RQ70, which is a BMW M240i. Forgot to wishlist that. And 71, it is the Bentley Flying Spur. Again, I know what you're thinking. How is a four-wheel drive the best? Well, if you look at all the 71 RQ medium ground clearance cars, there aren't any rear-wheel drive cars. Everything is just four-wheel drive. So the best of the worst is the Bentley Flying Spur because it has the lowest 0 to 60 by quite some margin too, 4.3 compared to 5.0, 5.2, 5.1, 4.9, and 5.3. Now, moving on to RQ72, which is the car that beats the Jaguar XJR 575. It's the Holden HSV VF with a time of 1 minute and 16 centiseconds, and it remains the best car all the way up to RQ74. So 73, the winner goes to the Subaru Impreza, which very bad time on this, by the way, in 1:02.96. And then we have the best of 74, which is the best in the entire game, for epics and below, and that's the Peugeot 908 RC at 332, comes in at a time of 58 seconds and 71 centiseconds. So we are finally entering the sub 1 minute times for Ocean City streets. This, like I said, at 332, drag spec is your best epic for the entire track set. So it beats everything that you see after this. The best of 75 belongs to the Grande Punto. The best of 76, the Audi S7. The best of 77, the Subaru Impreza S203. The best of 78, at a respectable second place, is the Cadillac ATS-V. That comes in with a time of 59 seconds and 17 centiseconds. Now, just to give you guys a quick little update, the Cadillac ATS-V time is also recorded at 233. There's no 332 time of the ATS-V. I suspect that at 332, the Cadillac ATS-V will get sub 59 seconds, 58 something, but I don't think it's good enough to beat the Peugeot 908. Now, last but not least, the best car for 79 coming in at drag spec 332 is the BMW i4 M50 coming in with a time of 59.53, which means that a 332 BMW i4 is still worse than a 233 Cadillac ATS-V on the Ocean City streets. I almost said Ocean Beach Slalom. But then again, i4 has four-wheel drive, I guess. Now, moving on to Legendaries. If you thought that the epics were already thinned out, Legendaries gets even worse. So now I need to put in standard, all surface, off-road, and high. Yeah, there's a lot to go through here, and it gets really messy. Now, once again, with this series, every single winner for Legendaries, I'm grading it at 111 instead of 332 or 233, just because I have more times at to my disposal at 111. So the best car for Ocean City streets, RQ80, Citroen C4 WRC, high motion 4, whatever it is. And here's the catch, guys. This RQ80 remains the best car for the Ocean City streets all the way up to RQ89. So if you need to use a Ocean City streets car, you want to save a little bit of RQ, but you can use a Legendary, the C4 is the car to use if you have it. So I'm really happy that I unpacked that at the start of the month. So it beats this card. So I'm gonna let you know, it beats. I would have been telling you the times of the other stuff. It's irrelevant. So this Citroen C4 at 111 comes in the time of 59.94, beats the best of 81, Lancia Delta, beats the best of 82, which is the Hyundai i20, beats the best of 83, which is the Mitsubishi Lancer, forgot to wishlist that, beats the best of 84, Cadillac 16, best of 85, Porsche Panamera, best of 86, Citroen Zara WRC, best of 87, which is the Citroen C3 WRC, 93 MRI on this, but obviously the ATRQ car is 103 MRI, best of 88, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8. So that RQ80 Citroen C4 beats everything up to this point, and the next new new winner is the Audi Sport Quattro S1, coming in at a time of 58 seconds and 11 centiseconds. So that's the best one. Then RQ90 goes to the Taycan at 111, comes in at 58.09. RQ91 goes to the Peugeot 205 T16 at 111, gets 57.73. So the first car to get sub 58. And then 92, we just jump back to the plus 1 minute time. 1 minute, 1 second and 61 centiseconds is the Durango SRT. And then 1 minute, 1 second and 49 centiseconds is the Porsche Cayenne Turbo. And then the Alfa Stelvio at 101 is a 1 minute, 1 second and 59 centiseconds. So the Cayenne is actually better than the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. So this is better than this on the Ocean City streets. And then at 95 is the Lancia Delta S4 Rally at 101, comes in at a time of 56.01. The maxed out time, by the way, 332, is 54.76. And then RQ97, the best goes to the Lamborghini Urus at 1 minute and 73 seconds at 111. And last but not least, the Audi S1 is the best for 104 RQ and the best for the Ocean City streets in the entire game. At 111, it has a time of 55 seconds and 43 centiseconds. And when it's fully upgraded, it has a time of 54 seconds and 23 centiseconds, making it the best car in the entire game if we're grading by 111 or even 323. There is no 332 times of the S1 EKS, and I did not expect there to be a 332 time of the EKS RX Quattro 8X. What a long name it has. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Those are all of the best cars for Ocean City streets. So let's jump into Wishlist real quick and we can show you the entire family tree. As you can see, I think the ones that people care about the most are the winners for the rares all the way to ultra rares. This is where I guess we get the most learning ones. I guess the ones to really take note of is the Ranchero being the best for the rare. SSR is pretty good. It beats these two. And then I think the GNX beats the Arnage, the Mercedes-Benz. XJR is the best for super rare. Moving on to ultra rares, a great shout out goes to the S55 that beats the 300. We have the Suzuki that beats the M5, Challenger, and the Bentleys. We have the Falcon, which is pretty decent. And then we have the AMG S65, which is the best in the entire game. I don't have that. Really interesting to see the cars that I have and do not own. Moving on to epics, again, XJR 525 better than the M240i and the Flying Spur. Holden better than the Impreza. 908 is the best in the entire game for epics and below. Legendaries, the Citroen C4 beats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then only elapsed by the Sport Quattro, and here are all your winners at the end. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Let me know if you found this video helpful and what track set you want to see next. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville Atlantic. Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls